Welcome to the new video. Cryptocoin, the Liberty 1 cent of the United States of America, is one of the most fascinating and widely collected coins in American history, representing not only monetary value, but also the spirit of freedom, heritage, and national identity that has evolved over centuries. First introduced in the late 18th century, the 1 cent coin quickly became an essential part of everyday commerce in the young nation, and its design has changed many times to reflect different eras of American culture and leadership. The earliest versions featured the iconic image of liberty, symbolizing independence and hope after the American Revolution, and over time this symbolic representation transformed into some of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. One of the most famous liberty-themed cents is the Indian head cent, which was minted from 1859 to 1909, showcasing a beautiful portrait of Liberty wearing a Native American headdress, a design created by James B. Longacre that remains highly admired by collectors today. After the Indian head series, the coin design shifted dramatically in 1909 with the introduction of the Lincoln wheat cent, marking the first time a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln, appeared on a regular circulating U.S. coin, celebrating the 100th anniversary of his birth and beginning a legacy that still continues. The Lincoln cent, often called the Liberty 1 cent by collectors due to its symbolic roots in liberty and freedom, features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and originally displayed 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, representing prosperity and agricultural strength in America. In 1959, the reverse design changed again to the Lincoln Memorial, commemorating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and this version remained in circulation for decades, becoming one of the most commonly used coins in the United States. Over the years, the composition of the 1 cent coin also changed due to economic conditions, shifting from mostly copper to a zinc core with a thin copper coating in 1982, a transition that makes certain 1982 pennies particularly valuable because they exist in multiple compositions and weights. Collectors around the world are especially interested in rare Liberty cents with minting errors, unique die variations, and limited mint marks, such as those produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, as these small details can significantly increase a coin's market value. For example, double-die pennies, off-center strikes, and rare transitional errors are considered treasures in the numismatic community, sometimes selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the condition and rarity. The grading of Liberty 1 cent coins plays a crucial role in determining their worth, with professional grading systems ranging from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70, and coins in higher grades with original luster and minimal were always more desirable among serious collectors. Another important aspect of Liberty cents is their historical storytelling power, as each coin reflects the economic, political, and artistic trends of the period in which it was minted, offering collectors a tangible connection to American history. The mint marks located below the date or on the reverse side help identify where the coin was produced, and some mint marks are scarcer than others, making them more valuable in the collector's market. In modern times, the U.S. Mint has released special editions and commemorative designs, including the 2009 Bicentennial Lincoln cents that feature 4 different reverse designs celebrating different stages of Abraham Lincoln's life, from his childhood in Kentucky to his presidency in Washington, D.C., which added a new layer of excitement for collectors and history enthusiasts. The condition, rarity, and historical significance all combine to determine the true value of a Liberty 1 cent coin, and even common pennies can sometimes be worth far more than their face value if they possess unique characteristics or rare minting features. Many collectors begin their journey by searching through pocket change, coin rolls, and old collections, hoping to discover hidden gems that may have gone unnoticed for decades. The global coin collecting community continues to grow, and the Liberty 1 cent remains a cornerstone of beginner and advanced collections alike because of its accessibility, historical depth, and wide range of collectible variations. Educationally, these coins are also used to teach history, economics, and art, showing how a simple 1 cent coin can carry centuries of national heritage in its small circular form. Whether it is an early Liberty design, a wheat cent, or a modern Lincoln cent, each piece tells a unique story about the United States and its journey through time, making a Liberty 1 cent not just a coin, but a miniature historical artifact cherished by collectors, historians, and enthusiasts across the world. As the future of low-denomination coins continues to be discussed due to production costs and changing economic trends, the the historical importance of the Liberty 1 cent becomes even more significant, preserving the legacy of American coinage for future generations. For YouTube content creators, discussing Liberty 1 cent coins provides endless storytelling opportunities, including rare coin discoveries, historical background, value estimation, grading tips, and collector guides, all of which attract a large audience interested in coin collecting and U.S. history. A detailed exploration of mint years, key dates, rare errors, and market demand can transform a simple coin topic into an engaging long-form video that educates and entertains viewers simultaneously, making it perfect for a 50-minute documentary-style presentation that dives deep into history, rarity, valuation, and collecting strategies surrounding the legendary Liberty. Step 1, the 1988 Liberty 1 cent of the United States of America, is a fascinating coin that reflects both the long-standing history of American coinage and the evolution of minting technology during the late 20th century. And when we look closely at this small copper-colored coin, we are actually looking at more than just a 1-cent denomination. We are looking at a piece of history that connects modern collectors with the legacy of the Lincoln Cent series that began in 1909 under the leadership of President Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait still appears on the obverse of the coin, symbolizing unity, freedom, and the enduring spirit of the nation. And by 1988, the coin had already undergone several important changes in composition, design details, and mint production methods that make this specific year especially interesting for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Because the 1988 penny was primarily composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating, a transition that had started earlier in 1982 due to rising copper costs, making the coin lighter than earlier solid copper cents, yet still visually similar. And this change alone makes the 1988 Liberty cent an important example of economic adaptation in U.S. coinage, showing how even the smallest denomination coin is influenced by global metal prices, government decisions, and manufacturing efficiency. And on the obverse side of the 1988 1-cent coin, we see the iconic right-facing bust of Lincoln along, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, Liberty to the left, and the date 1988 to the right. And this timeless design was created by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear subtly on the coin, a detail that many collectors love to examine under magnification. While the reverse of the coin features a classic Lincoln memorial design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making the 1988 cent part of a long-running design era that lasted until 2008, and within the Lincoln Memorial image, if viewed closely, one can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a miniature artistic achievement that continues to amaze coin collectors around the world. And the 1988 Lincoln cent was minted at multiple facilities, including the United States Mint locations in Philadelphia and Denver, with Philadelphia coins having no mint mark and Denver coins carrying the D mint mark beneath the date, and each mint produced millions upon millions of coins for circulation, which means the 1988 penny is extremely common in everyday change. Yet its true value to collectors comes from its condition, rarity and high grades, and the presence of mint errors or varieties. And one of the most talked about varieties is the 1988 double die obverse and the transitional reverse variety, where the 1988 obverse was paired with a 1989 reverse hub, a subtle but significant detail that advanced collectors search for using magnifying tools and coin grading references, because such varieties can dramatically increase a coin's market value. And when discussing value, it is important to understand that most circulated 1988 1-cent coins are worth only face value, but uncirculated examples in mint state condition can be worth significantly more, especially those graded MS-65, MS-66, or higher by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. And the grading process evaluates luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal, all of which determine whether a seemingly ordinary penny can become a collectible treasure. And collectors also pay close attention to the color classification of the coin, categorized as brown, red-brown, or full red, with full red uncirculated coins generally commanding the highest premiums in the market due to their original mint luster and minimal oxidation over time. And historically, the late 1980s was a period when coin collecting in the United States experienced renewed public interest, Fueled by coin albums, roll searching, and educational coin programs that encourage young collectors to save pennies by date and mint mark, and the 1988 cent naturally became part of many Lincoln cent collections that span decades of American history. And beyond monetary value, the 1988 Liberty 1 cent carries cultural significance as it circulated during a dynamic period of American history marked by technological advancement, economic shifts, and the final years of the Cold War era, and coins from this time silently witnessed everyday transactions across grocery stores, vending machines, and local markets throughout the nation, serving as a reminder that currency is not only a medium of exchange, but also a storyteller of a country's timeline. And when examining the physical specifications of the 1988 penny, we find a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a weight of approximately 2.5 grams, which differs from pre-1982 copper cents that weighed 3.11 grams, and this difference can even be used by collectors to distinguish composition changes using a simple scale test. And another interesting aspect is the durability of the copper-plated zinc structure, which sometimes leaves a visible wear patterns, bubbling, or plating issues after decades of circulation, making pristine examples more desirable among collectors who specialize in modern Lincoln cents. And for beginners in coin collecting, the 1988 Liberty 1 cent is often recommended as an entry-level collectible because it is easy to find, affordable, and educational in terms of learning grading, mint marks, and coin preservation techniques. And proper storage in coin flips, albums, or airtight holders can significantly protect the coin from environmental damage, such as humidity, oxidation, and scratches, especially in regions with fluctuating climates. And as we move deeper into the numismatic perspective, the 1988 penny also serves as a bridge between traditional coin collecting and modern-era coin hunting, where enthusiasts carefully inspect coins for misprints, off-center strikes, die cracks, and double lettering, all of which can transform an ordinary coin into a rare, collectible piece worth far above face value. And auction records over the years have shown that high-grade or era 1988 cents can sell for surprising amounts depending on rarity and certification, demonstrating how condition and uniqueness drive collector demand. And ultimately, the 1988 Liberty 1 cent is more than just a small coin with a 1 cent denomination. It is a compact piece of American heritage that embodies historical continuity, artistic craftsmanship, economic adaptation, and collector fascination. And whether discovered in pocket change, inherited in a coin jar, or carefully stored in a collector's album, this coin continues to hold educational, historical, and collectible importance, reminding us that even the smallest denomination in U.S. currency can carry a rich story of design, production, and national identity that spans generations of circulation and numismatic appreciation. Step 2, the story of the 1990 Liberty 1 cent of the United States of America, is more than just a tale of a small copper-colored coin. It is a reflection of American history, economy, design tradition, and everyday life, all captured in a single piece of currency that millions of people handle without even realizing its deeper value and legacy. When we look at the 1991 cent coin, commonly known as a Lincoln cent, we are actually looking at a continuation of one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of President Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait appears proudly on the obverse side of the coin. By 1990, this design had already become one of the most recognized coin portraits in the world, symbolizing honesty, unity, and American heritage. The obverse of the 1990 penny features Lincoln's profile facing right, with the word Liberty placed to the left and the date 1990 to the right, while the motto, "In God We Trust," arches above his head, reminding collectors and viewers of the philosophical identity of the nation during that era. On the reverse side, the coin displays the famous Lincoln Memorial design, which had been in use since 1959, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. And interestingly, if you look close at the reverse, you can even see a tiny depiction of Lincoln's statue inside the memorial, making it one of the few coins in the world to show the same historical figure on both sides in different artistic forms. The 1991 cent coin was minted by the United States Mint at multiple facilities, mainly Philadelphia and Denver, with mint marks P and D respectively, while proof coins were produced in San Francisco with the S Mint mark, each version holding a slightly different appeal for collectors depending on rarity, condition, and mint origin. During this time, the composition of the penny was already different from earlier decades, as the coin was made of 97.5% zinc with thin copper plating of 2.5%, a change that began in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper, and this shift makes the 1990 penny lighter than pre-1982 copper cents, weighing about 2.5 grams instead of the older 3.11 grams, which is important detail for numismatists and coin enthusiasts who study material transitions in U.S. coinage. In terms of circulation, the 1990 penny was produced in the billions, with hundreds of millions struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, meaning it is a very common coin in circulated grades. Yet its true collectible value depends heavily on condition, mint errors, and high-grade preservation, such as MS-65, MS-66, or higher on the Sheldon grading scale used by professional coin grading services. Many collectors search specifically for rare varieties of the 1990 Lincoln cent, including off-center strikes, double-die errors, and transitional anomalies, which can significantly increase the coin's market value far beyond its face value of 1 cent, sometimes reaching tens or even hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and certification. The 1990 penny also represents an important time in American history, as it was minted during a period of technological growth, economic shifts, and a late Cold War era, meaning the small coin circulated through society experiencing rapid global and domestic changes, quietly witnessing everyday transactions from grocery stores to vending machines, school lunches, and pocket change collections. For YouTube coin collectors and historians, the 1990 Liberty 1 cent is especially interesting because it combines modern minting techniques with a historic design that dates back to the early 20th century, creating a bridge between classic and contemporary U.S. coinage. Another fascinating aspect of the 1990 penny is the proof version minted in San Francisco, which features a mirror-like finish and sharp details, produced specifically for collectors rather than general circulation, and these proof coins often come in official U.S. mint sets, preserved in protective packaging that helps maintain their pristine condition over decades. When examining a 1990 penny under magnification, collectors often analyze the sharpness of Lincoln's hair details, the clarity of the lettering, and the condition of the Lincoln Memorial columns on the reverse, as these micro-details help determine the overall grade and desirability of the coin in a collector's market. Even though the 1990 penny is not considered extremely rare in standard condition, it holds educational and historical value, especially for beginner collectors who want to understand how mint marks, composition, and grading influence coin valuation in the numismatic world. Over time, many 1990 pennies have been removed from circulation and stored in coin jars, albums, and rolls, which has slightly increased the demand for high-grade uncirculated examples, particularly those with original red luster, often labeled as RD by grading companies to indicate their bright copper color has been preserved without significant oxidation. The legacy of the 1990 Lincoln cent also ties into the broader tradition of U.S. currency design consistency, as the Lincoln cent remained in production with the memorial reverse until 2008, after which the reverse design changed in 2009 to commemorate Lincoln's bicentennial, with 4 different historical scenes representing phases of his life, making earlier memorial cents like the 1990 version part of a long-standing and now historical series. From a storytelling perspective, the 1990 Liberty 1 cent is a reminder that even the smallest denomination coin can carry immense cultural and historical significance, as it connects generations of Americans who use it daily, save it in piggy banks, and collected it as a symbol of national heritage. For investors and collectors today, searching through rolls of pennies for high-grade 1990 examples or rare mint errors remains a popular hobby, as coin roll hunting continues to uncover hidden gems that were overlooked in circulation. Additionally, the affordability of the 1990 penny makes it an accessible entry point for new collectors, allowing them to learn grading, preservation, and numismatic research without requiring a large financial investment. The coin's edge is plain. Its diameter is 19.05 millimeters, and its thickness and metal composition reflect the practical economic decisions of the U.S. government during a period of rising production costs, showcasing how even monetary design evolves based on material economics. In educational coin discussions, The 1990 Lincoln cent is often used as an example to teach how common coins can still become valuable if preserved in mint state or if they contain unique striking errors, encouraging viewers and collectors to check their pocket change carefully. Ultimately, the 1990 Liberty 1 cent stands as a humble yet powerful artifact of American minting history, blending artistry, economics, and national symbolism into a single small coin that continues to circulate in collections and memories worldwide, proving that even a 1 cent piece can tell a rich story of a nation, its people, and its evolving currency legacy. Tab 3, the 1992 Liberty 1 cent of the United States of America, is more than just a small copper-colored coin. It is a powerful symbol of American history, economic evolution, and numismatic fascination that continues to attract collectors and historians alike. When we talk about the 1992 Lincoln cent, we are referring to a coin that carries the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been a staple of American coinage since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The coin was officially produced by the United States Mint and struck in multiple mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, each mint mark adding a layer of collectible interest for numismatists. In 1992, the United States was undergoing economic transitions, and everyday coins like the 1 cent piece played a vital role in daily commerce, quietly passing through millions of hands while carrying a legacy that dated back over a century. What makes the 1992 Liberty 1 cent particularly interesting is that it was produced during a transitional era in coin composition, as earlier cents were primarily made of copper, but by 1992 the coin consisted mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating, a change that reflected rising metal costs and modern minting efficiency. This shift in composition also affects the coin's weight, durability, and long-term preservation, making it an important detail for collectors who study the science behind coin production as well as the history. The reverse of the 1992 cent still featured the classic Lincoln Memorial design, symbolizing unity and national pride, and this reverse design had been in use since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ears design that collectors often associate with older and more valuable pennies. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1992 Lincoln cent is the existence of rare varieties, especially the famous close AM and wide AM design differences, which refer to the space in between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side. These tiny design details may seem insignificant to casual observers, but in the world of coin collecting, they can dramatically impact value, rarity, and desirability. The close AM variety of 1992 cents is particularly rare and highly sought after because it was mistakenly struck using a reverse design intended for proof coins rather than circulation coins, making a minting anomaly that excites collectors across the globe. This kind of error highlights how even a common coin can become extraordinary due to small variations in the minting process, and it teaches collectors the importance of careful observation and authentication. During 1992, billions of 1 cent coins were minted, meaning most examples found in circulation today carry only face value. Yet their historical and educational significance remains priceless, especially for beginner collectors entering the hobby of numismatics. The coin also reflects the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, whose image on the cent represents leadership, unity, and the preservation of the nation, values deeply rooted in American culture and history. Over decades, the Lincoln cent has become one of the most recognized coins in the world, not only because of its widespread use, but also due to its consistent design and historical continuity. Collectors often search for 1992 pennies in circulated and uncirculated conditions, examining details such as luster, strike quality, and surface preservation to determine grading, which directly influences market value in the numismatic marketplace. High-grade, uncirculated examples certified by professional grading services can command higher premiums, especially if they display exceptional detail and minimal wear. Another important factor that increases the appeal of the 1992 Liberty 1 cent is its connection to mint marks, where coins struck in Philadelphia usually lack a mint mark, while those struck in Denver carry a small D, allowing collectors to categorize and complete mint sets for their collections. The cultural and educational value of the coin extends beyond collecting, as it also serves as a teaching tool for understanding American economics, metallurgy, and design evolution in coinage. In the broader context of U.S. coin history, The 1992 cent represents stability in design combined with subtle minting variations that create excitement among collectors who constantly examine pocket change for hidden treasures. Even though the coin is modern compared to early 20th century cents, it still holds a meaningful place in coin collecting discussions, especially when rare varieties or mint errors are discovered. The process of minting the 1992 cent involved high-speed coin presses capable of producing thousands of coins per minute, showcasing the technological advancement of modern minting operations compared to earlier hand-operated machinery used in the 19th century. For YouTube audiences and coin enthusiasts, the story of a 1992 Liberty 1 cent becomes even more engaging when discussing how ordinary coins can unexpectedly hold significant collector value depending on condition, rarity, and variety classification. The coin's design, featuring Lincoln's dignified profile and the Lincoln Memorial, reflect American artistic tradition and national symbolism, making it both a circulating currency and a miniature historical artifact. Over time, many 1992 cents have been lost, damaged, or removed from circulation, which means well-preserved examples become more desirable to collectors aiming to build complete data-mint collections of Lincoln cents. The numismatic market continues to evolve, and coins like the 1992 Lincoln cent remain relevant because they bridge the gap between everyday currency and collectible history, reminding us that even the smallest denomination can carry immense historical weight. As collectors examine their coins under magnification, searching for close AM varieties, mint errors, and pristine surfaces, the 1992 Liberty 1 cent transforms from a simple coin into a fascinating piece of American heritage that tells a story of economy, design, and legacy, making it an essential topic for coin collectors, historians, and YouTube audiences who are passionate about rare coins and hidden values in everyday currency. Lost Step, the 2004 Lincoln Liberty 1 cent of the United States of America, is a fascinating coin that tells a deeper story about history, design, and everyday American life. And when collectors and coin enthusiasts look at this small copper-plated coin, they often see much more than just 1 cent in value. They see a symbol of tradition that dates back to the introduction of the Lincoln cent in 1909 during the presidency of Theodore Roosevelt and the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. And by 2004, this coin had already been in circulation for nearly a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, originally designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB can be found on many versions of the coin, and the front side of the 2004 penny proudly displays the word Liberty to the left of Lincoln's portrait, and the year 2004 to the right, along with the national motto, In God We Trust, placed above his head, which has remained a consistent and recognizable feature that connects generations of Americans to their currency and national identity. While the reverse side of the 2004 Lincoln cent features the Lincoln Memorial design that was introduced in 1959 and remained in use until 2008, showcasing the detailed image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., symbolizing honor, unity, and remembrance of Lincoln's legacy. And if you look closely at the reverse of the coin, you can even see a tiny depiction of the Lincoln statue inside the memorial, which is a remarkable artistic detail for such a small coin and often admired by collectors and historians alike who appreciate miniature craftsmanship in coinage. The 2004 1 cent coin was minted in multiple mint facilities of the United States Mint, including Philadelphia and Denver, with mint marks P and D, respectively, while proof versions were struck in San Francisco with an S mint mark specifically for collectors, and each mint produced millions of these coins for circulation, making the 2004 penny common in everyday transactions, but still valuable for study, collecting, and historical appreciation. Composition-wise, the 2004 Lincoln cent is made of 97.5% zinc with thin copper plating of 2.5%, a change that was implemented in 1982 due to rising copper prices. And this composition gives the coin a lighter weight compared to older solid copper pennies, weighing exactly 2.5 grams with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a smooth edge that feels familiar to anyone who has handled U.S. coins. And despite being modern coin, the 2004 penny still carries a strong emotional and historical connection to American heritage because of its association with Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected figures in United States history, known for preserving the Union during the Civil War and abolishing slavery. which makes this coin not only a monetary unit, but also a pocket-sized tribute to leadership and resilience. In terms of mintage numbers, the 2004 Lincoln cent saw extremely high production, with billions of coins struck to meet circulation demand, meaning most 2004 pennies found in pocket change are not rare. However, collectors actively search for high-grade uncirculated coins, proof coins, and error varieties such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double die errors, which can significantly increase the coin's value in the numismatic market depending on condition and rarity. And coin grading plays a crucial role in determining the worth of a 2004 1-cent coin, as coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, can command higher prices among collectors who value pristine surfaces, strong luster, and sharp strike details. And while circulated 2004 pennies are usually worth only face value, exceptional specimens or unique mint errors can sell for several dollars or more, especially if they exhibit unusual characteristics that set them apart from standard issues. The year 2004 itself was a significant period in modern American history marked by technological growth and global events, and coins from this era represent the economic activity and daily commerce of the early 21st century, making them historically interesting for future collectors who study coins as artifact of cultural and financial history. Furthermore, the durability of the Lincoln cent design reflects the enduring admiration for Abraham Lincoln's legacy and the timeless nature of his contribution to American society. And when discussing coin collecting, the 2004 Lincoln penny often serves as a starting point for beginners due to its accessibility, affordability, and educational value, allowing new collectors to learn about mint marks, coin grading, composition changes, and historical symbolism without needing to invest large amounts of money. And beyond its collector value, this coin also highlights the artistry of American coinage, from the realistic portrait on the obverse to the architectural precision of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, demonstrating how even the smallest denomination coin can carry detailed craftsmanship and national symbolism. Many numismatists also appreciate the transition era leading up to 2009, when the Lincoln cent design changed to commemorate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth with 4 reverse designs, making the 2004 penny part of the final years of the classic memorial reverse era, which adds another layer of historical context and collecting interest. And as time passes, coins like the 2004 Liberty 1 cent continue to circulate, get stored in collections, or become keepsakes for people who enjoy preserving small pieces of history. And whether found in a coin jar, pocket change, or a collector's album, this humble 1-cent coin remains a lasting reminder that even the smallest denomination can hold historical importance, artistic beauty, and educational value, making the 2004 United States Liberty 1 cent not just a coin, but a miniature historical document that connects everyday commerce with national heritage, leadership legacy, and the evolution of American coinage through decades of economic and cultural change.